Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LEC Spring 2025.
And really, when you look at the resumes of both these teams, 0 kills before 4 minutes is not really what you expect. Maybe a bit more action here on the bottom side. Yo-Yo on the way in, Skewmon ready to cover with the red buff. Caps free stacking that Q. Q3 will be big here. Yo-Yo now in trouble, forced to flash out. Follow-up now coming in from Caps. He should be able to snap back and finish it, but the shield is there just in time for Yo-Yo. A little bit more damage coming in bot lane, stun fall. Nice interrupt from Alvaro, but he punts back and forth to flash away. Flash forward, de-ignite, one more. Otto's gonna do it. First blood to LeBron.
And that is the G2 bot lane we've been hoping for. Finally, without the lane swaps, they're able to show why they're such a good bot lane. And 2v2 kill MKOI's bot lane.
Has an objectively correct answer.
And you're gold, very close.
Damn! Walked right into that one, didn't he? All right, all in there on the bottom. Grub's already taken top side. Yo-Yo grabbing another camp to trade, but of course not all 3 Grubs going to MKOI. One was taken away, Skewmon getting another thing, and he's already level 6, so potential threat of a dive here. Plans for Super will feel good, but the barrier will do a lot more work. Or just traded.
It's good damage from Broken Blade. He's kind of all-inning like this just to be able to farm, because if he doesn't, then Mirwin can just keep poking him out. But Yo-Yo is behind.
Downside is if the Skarner gets involved. Quick flash out, slowed. Root now comes in. Mirwin, does he have the follow-up damage to take down Broken Blade? Alvaro here as well. Surely the Gwen will fall. Knocked back. Mirwin to finish it.
I believe that will be Grubs going over to MKOI. Really good gank here by Yo-Yo and a follow-up from Alvaro. It is going to be...
I think it's been years before we've really seen it that top lane outside of this meta, outside of the occasional niche one-up.
It's going to be 2 Drakes going over to G2 though.
Using the ulti, get lane pry-out, try to force Mirwin's ult.
I think it's also just about trying to like get the push that way. If you're able to chunk this Aurora down, she can't play as cocky, and that way you can actually farm minions. Jojo getting that completely chunked here, but
is big. Q3 out, combined with the flash. But that's Caps' TP and flash down.
He's going to force Jojo to base and TP back here. Good play by Lioya to cover Jojo. So otherwise, I think that might have been a solo kill.
No. Good coverage.
Caps looks angry.
Caps does look angry. And level 11 now. Again, more and more ranks in the E. Level 13, already scary. Blade of the Rune King completed. We've been seeing this for 2 years now.
BB using the W here very nicely. Mirwin. Well, he survives.
He does survive. That was
a bit strange here that LeBron is hovering to the Rift Herald when his rest of the team wants to cross map bot side.
Powered Blast Cone.
Wants to try to protect Broken Blade with.
Caps now chasing. Knockback is good. Arcane Smash into the ulti. Quick shutdown.
And that is the punishment of blowing that flash earlier from Broken Blade. Mirwin gets caught, no way out, and it's a beautiful cross map from G2.
Definitely a good setup. The fact that the shutdown is there really balances out the hurt of losing the Herald. But grabbing bot lane
scale insanely well. But at the same time, it's a Yone. And his Caps on Yone. Yep. So it's like a little bit scarier.
A little bit extra scaling.
Yeah.
Safe to say.
And he is also up more gold now than Mirwin is up on this one. Through
the shutdown.
Yeah, the shutdown, the tower plates, the cross maps, and how well G2 has played around Caps. And he's also showing it.
Broken max rank E. Boy, they're going to try to leverage this Herald, balance out the gold a bit. Big that they were able to grab the Drake and stop the stacking from the side of G2. On a low range, not a great wave clear option. Universally true of G2, to be honest.
It's quite bad here for MKOI to not be able to take this tower with this Herald. You do get a chunk down low, and you will eventually get it. But you did move Jojo all the way here without still being able to really pressure the map. Nice little cannon deny here by G2.
Frustrating to play against, to be certain. And this is the exact point that you were worried about when we saw these 2 compositions. It's like, hey...
There was some trauma there, or...
Yeah. I mean, we've been watching this since Worlds last year.
Ooh, Caps looking for a solo bolo here.
Caps looks like he might find a solo bolo here. Freeze frame, Jojo going golden, dashing over, gets a little bit tricky with it. They won't manage to survive. Broken Blade now trying to chase. Mirwin bringing out the ulti, the blast cone, not too effective, but one more stack. The Q's in, Mirwin holding on, dashes back with the weirding. Here comes Elyoya. Probably can't get anything, but looks menacing. Saves his top lane.
And it's the fancy feat of MKOI solo laners here that allow both Jojo and Mirwin to survive. Jojo did a little flash down, dash up maneuver, and Mirwin did a little flash ult walk behind maneuver.
Are those the technical terms as a pro player?
Yeah, that's how we would do it in review. And now Jojo can't play under tower. So yeah, this is Yon Chap looks really healthy. I don't have trauma from it either.
Yep, we're all fine. We all think Yon good, fun, interactive. This is the point though. Again, he crosses level 13, 1.5 to 2 items. It's so impossible to play. Jojo just has to run. His tower does not protect him, and G2 at the same time are starting the objective. Gwen on the way in, 4K getting lower. This might end up being a little bit of a flip.
TP.
Broken Blade off to the side, 3K. Can't afford to let it get too lower. It'll be the 50-50, but there's LeBron finding the engage. Cap's now ready to follow. Where's the ulti gonna go? Quick locket now coming out. Cap's trying to find a way in, needs to get the Q3 stack. Alvaro in trouble, will just get instantly cut down. Q3 there for Caps as well. Skewmon, sights set. The Otacon, Elyoya not in fast enough. Caps the Q3. Can commit. G2, how far do they want to go? The Sun Disc is there. They're still entertaining the idea. Broken Blade stepping up, uses the mist. Jojo Pure trying to run. Skewmon, nice knockback, the instant follow-up. It's a slaughter. MKOI in a single fight. Lose so much.
G2 are getting everything. They get the Otacon and they can chase for more kills. Caps and BB are wrecking MKOI apart. And it's a beautiful flash predict from Alvaro onto Hansama's flash, but it doesn't matter. There's just not enough damage on the side of MKOI, while G2 as well, waiting for the W cooldown to be back up.
Goes in, big ulti, followed for Skewmon. There's just no getting out. And credit to the Zanyas, where they make it impossible for Jojo Pune to lane. And it's an impressive feat to say, hey, the G2 solo lanes are carrying that fight when, yeah, Caps was doing well, but the early game, Broken Blade was getting bullied. Now Mirwin, caught in the 1v1, his individual lead, non-existent, and against Caps, even more so.
Caps just looks fearless this game. 270 CS at 24 minutes, and he's going for every single 1v1, every single fight. He wants so much. It's beautiful to see.
Broken Blade still chasing, shifting sands over the walls. Elyoya now the one who's been caught. Broken Blade not hesitating to immediately ult. A little less damage after the changes, but Hansama now there to follow. First kill coming through. Supa just running from the Gwen, but there's no getting away. The skip and slash is back up. Maybe the flash for the wall is going to take him there. In, but he's just withdrawing. Just a bit of extra pocket money.
And it feels so bad for MKOI. They try their hardest, but despite it all, they're going to lose the tier 2 top. They're going to lose 2 in the fight. And Broken Blade, all he is.
Or just like Azir could have. Now there's a massive gold deficit, so that's one part of it, but every time Caps trades ultis with Jojo, he's trading up.
This match is gone.
Qmon using the ulti to zone them away. LeBron ready to follow. Q-stun just taking a bit of time, not sure if he wants to keep pushing. Caps at least going to use this minion. Q3 in. This was a bit over-eager, okay.
It's a 3-level lead.
Is that a caster curse? Nope. Because
yeah, Caps is just having fun.
Yeah, I don't know what I said there, but that was, that felt apt given the situation.
Yeah.
3-level lead. Game 1, looking a little bit cooked. It is luckily a best of 3. MKOI will be able to go back to the drawing board. Might be able to find Broken Blade here. A lot of CC there. Does it stop Gwen? They've outscaled. Now they have no damage. Gwen healing everything. Broken Blade with more health than he started with. Jojo Pune finally getting involved in the fight. Maybe it's enough, but now all of G2 have arrived. Caps stacking his Q off to the side, but Hansama auto that minion, so he doesn't have a Q3. Luckily, they're hilariously far ahead, so it will not matter, but as someone who's played Yone, that would be very annoying.
It's a slaughter for G2. These solo laners are just so damn strong. BB, he can 1v3. Caps, he can 1v3. And MKOI have nothing to stop it as the Brovin gets up to Jojo.
Jojo finally has designed, just immediately has to use it. Mirwin in his first team fight where he's allowed to get involved. And only manages to chunk out LeBron. Does sidestep, flashing away, getting away from Skewmon, but G2 and Caps just continuing the siege. Broken Blade already in the bottom lane with another wave ready to go. MKOI cannot defend all of these towers.
I do believe G2 will have to base here, although BB is just looking to go for more with the support of Caps, and I think they can 2v4.
Mirwin has no ulti. I think you're right that they can 2v4. Now, Perma CC might make the difference, but again, Elyoya ulted earlier, so Broken Blade just keeps going.
Gwen is immune, baby.
2v4!
When does he move?
2v4! Okay. Yone, strong champs, we've learned firsthand. Strong pilots, no doubt. MKOI, infuriating. Again, at this point, they're at a 12K gold deficit. There's nothing they could have done. And certainly not taking the game. Yone and Gwen. G2 ready to end. It is a best of 3. MKOI will have the chance to fire back, but they're certainly being sent back to the drawing board. G2, first win of the season, knocking MKOI down.
Caps looks so damn good right now. You have very little peel. All your champions kind of want to dive in. And now with the set locked in, if you don't have flash and team fight, you might think the Sejuani is blocking for you, but he's just setting that set.
MKOI we're looking for. Bot lane potentially in a vulnerable state due to the missing flashes. Mid lane getting the worst end of a 1-for-1 trade, given the context that you mentioned about Ahri's ultimate. So, I mean, Scumon's going to have his pick of the litter in terms of lanes to gank or pressure. Elyoya wants to get something done here.
They want to try to cheese here since LeBron held the wave.
Okay, MKOI classic on the flash pay. Are they ready for it? The answer is no. Q flash coming in from Elyoya. First blood there for MKOI.
That's a clean cheese here. They bait LeBron to try to hold the wave. Huge for G2, as the traditional early game we see is just you trade grabs for Drake always.
Yep. Elyoya already has the setup on the top side. Recalls for Hansama now. Won't be in time for the grubs. Instead, they're going to stick around bot lane and just try to pressure. Neither side. Another ulti for ulti trade. Both top laners still have their flash. Elyoya should be somewhat comfortable starting grubs here.
Super might be in trouble here.
Oh,
no flash.
That recall completing is rough. I don't know if Alvaro could have done much, but he did have the heal at the very least.
He's all alone.
Cleanse still there.
Take me home.
Country roads. Okay, Supa, can he get fancy? Ignite to kick things off to make sure that he's taking aggro. LeBron tanking, happy to give his life in the 1-for-1. Still a positive deal. So much CS lost.
That feels terrible for Supa here. He's going to lose a wave and a half. With Jojo Pyun actually picking up a little bit of that wave, it does help a little bit, and all's going to go crazy.
That's some nerdy 80 carry stuff, but I'm excited that you're excited.
Nice.
That's what matters. We did see upset build earlier today, too, on the Xayah, which I like.
Yeah, but it was nice.
Mirwan going all in. Ooh, good. Flash from Brokenblade. Nice reaction speed. Mirwan needing to back up now, but the ulti in the flash to the side. Brokenblade won't be able to get the 2-for-1 special as Elyoya finds the stun. Does not stop the haymaker, but here goes Alvaro. He's still up. Elyoya's still living. There's no damage left from LeBron. MKOI outplaying the exchange. Jojo Pyun here just in time. Pick up a kill for himself.
Alvaro's a miracle worker here. He's able to...
Gold difference for the side of MKOI, as well as the first feat of warfare. They have only taken one objective so far, but it does mean if they take a tower, they'll be able to grab the feat, which is really big for Varus. Again, likely to build the Swift March.
Alvaro
caught here, level 5. Good initial dash back. Elyoya dashing out. Jojo Pyun taking a bit of time. Marked up. Does still not have the minefield. No Unraveled Earth makes this a little bit harder. Flash commit for Caps. Level 9 there for Jojo Pyun trying to hold on. Good flick back. Good follow. Supa here as well. A good ulti could change everything. And now the Zin's in trouble. MKOI once again turning G2. Getting him on. God! Elyoya with a double, and now it's Hansama. All on his lonesome. Going to flash away from a very public execution.
And MKOI are just kiting it out beautifully, able to trap Caps in.
Sejuani with a lead, Sejuani with a heart steal before Zen has completed an item is not what I expected to see here.
And for me, the question is, can LeBron bounce back? Because we've seen that he... Oh, maybe Elyoya might be in trouble here.
This bottom Q in. Should just be a quick kill here. Nice way to kick things off. Elyoya did not think he was on vision. They knew exactly where he was.
Well, LeBron can bounce back, I suppose.
Well, we'll see. But it's a good question, right? I mean, we were talking about it earlier about showing what they can do, showing that they can be the reason that their team wins in those clutch moments.
Yeah, and for me, one of the interesting things... Oh, might have a fight here.
Rob marked up. Alvaro debating if he wants to chase. Good knock up there. Follow through good as well. Alvaro just continuously CC'd.
Set TP behind.
Walk away thus far. Supa already used ulti. Now has used Ghost Blade as well. Broken Blade ready to go. Charm from Alvaro is good. Knock up from Alvaro is good. Saving his support's life. But G2 will still grab 2.
Caps just solo killed Jojo on bot.
That's Catalyst blasting wand.
We need a replay.
We're gonna need a replay.
I think hooks back into the wall to kind of bait MKOI further in, and that way, when the set TP comes through, they're able to actually just run them down.
Was a good look. Next objective now getting started. Flip back onto Skewman, an excellent start. Still has the ulti. Supa losing a bit of damage there, but we'll finish the kill. 3 grubs, all 6 grubs in the end. Likely to go over to MKOI. G2 going to try to respond. They've been, I think, for all of this mid game, which is under their own tier 1s or lack of tier 1s. So mid game, you know, they get a big objective. I think those 6 grubs can still feel so impactful.
Yeah.
But for right now, G2 having that back pocket win condition of the soul, of a Hextech soul in the second game is excellent.
It's going to be a fight here over the Herald.
TP in.
Caps TPing behind. Has a flank.
In mid lane, spotted by a bit of vision there, so they'll know he's coming, but Supa's really low. LeBron flash in. Hook managing to connect on that key target. Supa now forced to flash out using an ulti of his own. Jojo Pune laying down some consistent damage. Great VAR assault coming in.
Mirwin?
G2 could knock it away, and finally the MS is coming into the fight. Ulti goes out, but Mirwin was unstoppable. His show not getting stopped today. MKOI finding another fight, but Broken Blade trying to get fancy with it. Oh, the W flash! Wanting a bit more, but it will just be the 1-for-1 in that exchange.
My goodness! And every single fight starts out looking so good for G2, but then MKOI are able to bait them in, turn it around, and with the help of Jojo and Mirwin, they're able to pick up 2.
And after it really wanted Swift March, and now only one will get it. 4-1-4 for Supa. What was a rough first couple levels has turned into a nice few team fights. MKOI getting a lot of value out of their CC.
Another Herald start here. G2 are looking like they want to contest, but it's going to be hard to enter, and I do think Broken Blade could just trade for tier 2 bot. He does have TP though. They might just try to fight it.
Trying to get him split, hoping for a bit of an angle here. Knock up, still connecting onto Skewman. Flash out just in time.
TP from Jojo here.
Nice body block, Malbro.
Very good body block. Jojo is able to defend that crucial tier 2 bot, not give over way too much gold.
And while overall the fights have been good, is very close. It's a good position of power right now from MKOI. We talk so much about setup and objectives. It's doubly important for G2 not to give that over to MKOI, given how much long-range poke they have.
Alvaro face checking here.
Good bit of CC, but is, you know, see the set, see the Nautilus, you know you've got a bit of time, especially with the Celestial opposition. That small cooldown shouldn't matter too much.
Yeah, and the Merc Threat's helping him big time here. Now G2 are trying really hard to retake this bot side. Hansamu's full dropping this mid wave just to try to get control of Atakan, but MKOI intelligently here placing the Herald. Hansama's in no man's land.
Skewman no as well. Lock up there, they get the ulti out. Traded for the Varus ultimate. MKOI not certain if they wanted to commit anymore. A pick probably results in Atakan, but overcommitting into that choke could be disastrous as Supa's going to make sure that this wave crashes.
BB might be in trouble here if he decides to show on this bot wave, but he's not good.
Have TP. No real good ward to TP2, however.
MKOI looking for BB, but they won't find them.
Such an awkward circumstance in your BB.
Doesn't.
They're not scot-free, right? Like, the fights can still go in the favor of G2, but I do think weathering the storm of the mid-game is so big. The Ahri build, while tanky, Ahri's never a champion that feels fantastic to me late game. It feels like, similar to Lee Sin, you're betting on that big piece of CC, that big moment. Dragon's Rage for the Lee Sin, the charm for the Ahri.
I do wonder, though, when you play this Bruiser build on Ahri, if you're more of a scaling champion, or if you still have very much the same identity. You're definitely a lot more sticky. You can play fights much slower. We've seen Caps play thus far. It's gonna be Jojo picking up the BB.
Multi back. Unstoppable now going in. Gonna get caught. Doesn't get hit either. Broken Blade gonna be the one in trouble. Backstep is decent, but he loses his life.
Mirwin is stalling on him. Flash him backwards with the public execution in front. It's almost able to take down Broken Blade. Jojo ends up TPing in. I wish he continued pushing down that bot side, so he'd be able to deny a lot of minions off of Caps. But it is still going to be free kill for the side of MKOI.
Ready for the fist fight, and again, they'll have mid priority. Even fight. However, Broken Blade just now respawning. The good news, a member with TP, but the Drake is already gone. MKOI not going to overcommit for an Otacon here.
Now I question, what is the win con for this G2 comp? Because the set, he does have the Hull Breaker, but I don't think he's really winning side lane. I think engaging on mid is very difficult as Supa has the Edge of Night. You do still have Ahri, Ashe, and Nautilus as really good pick tools. But the 5v5, I'm not sure if they're winning it.
All I'm saying is, Elyoya is committed to building nothing but HP. So there is an angle as the initial fight breaks out. Charm goes a little bit wide, doesn't quite connect onto Alvaro. And the TP now coming in as the tower falls. Broken Blade on the flank. MKOI, patient, fighting for mid prio first. Good fundamentals. G2 getting zoned off, respecting it. Do have push in bot if they want to try to play through bot, but really have to be careful because, again, it's not just about the Otacon. That mid lane tower very exposed.
I think it's a bit of an awkward standoff. They're not really able to get anything out of it. They're going to get some damage on the mid. Oh, they're actually going to get the full tower with the 6 grubs. Wow.
And now, I'm thinking you might be Team Grub, Mr. Jack Spectra.
I mean, if you give every Drake after the second Drake, yeah. But if you don't, then Drakes are pretty OP.
Okay, yeah, sure. Look, now MKOI solid gold lead.
Ooh, Caps is taking a crazy
tricky,
portal.
But spotted. Entire team ready. Charm there, forced to ulti, staying in the area, not gonna let the Heartsteel get procced.
Caps is so cocky, it's crazy.
I think it's just a bit of fake pressure. They just don't have enough info on the rest of G2. They don't want to overcommit. Happy with just the ulti. Charm, luckily not hitting, and it might be Skewmon who's in trouble. Hansama all on his lonesome. Supa not going to overcommit.
It's so disjointed from MKOI.
He's collapsing on who? Broken Blade potentially ready to fight things. Just wants Elyoya to line up for the play. The Charm is in, but Mirwin's going to be the one to kick off things first. The knockback on Alvaro's huge. He uses this as a highway just to get to the back line, but Broken Blade almost able to find that kill. Locket coming in clutch. Q over the wall from Supa does a bit of damage. The G2 were forced away.
And it's MKOI with the advantage at every turn. Caps wastes his ulti, and then it's MKOI that are able to just slowly herd them, start the fight. Mirwin with a beautiful public execution is able to take down Caps, and that's going to be the Otacon going over to MKOI. I mean, the thing that G2 really needs
is a Caps miracle.
Is setup.
They can't get set up if you're just losing in prio.
No, but they need the setup.
Ah. You're so funny. Such a funny. I'm hitting him for those of you who can't see, just for context. See on the vertical stream. Yeah, they need setups. They need Caps to have his ultimate, which he does not have.
So they lost them?
Yep. It's over. That's how you do it. See one thing, you decide that's the reason. Okay, level 16 for Mirwin.
You can decide of MKOI, and I don't think G2 can really get much of anything. I don't think they can start the Nash.
I think G2 know that they can't realistically contest the Drake.
They could try to play on Mirwin.
Losing Baron. So instead, you're right, they're collapsing on a side lane. You can see the mini-map there. Drake goes down, triple Hex Tech. You already talked about it with the additional buff coming in for the Ruidos Otacon.
There was 0 grubs here. Okay, they're still able to get the tower, actually.
I mean, it's
going to feel...
full breaker set.
Yeah, it's going to feel okay, but you are giving over... Really?
I mean, game 1 was also, I mean, Aurora never got a ult.
I guess.
Him overvaluing Aurora. Ariel definitely not overvaluing. Caps will make it to the correct side of the wall. LeBron forced to flash it.
It's going to be tier 2 going over for MKOI here. Although BB is pushing bot. Really good cross map by G2 here. G2 want to try to contest through bot.
It's going to be a little bit tough. Elyoya ready to collapse. Big spots on Sama. This could turn against him very quickly. Nice volley. Ward behind as well, doing a lot of work. His Caps is now on the flank. No vision in the brush means he has to be careful. Jojo Pune stepping in. Skewmon getting the fight kicked off. Ulti going in from Broken Blade. Exactly what he was waiting for. Supa now split from the rest of the team. Good Q over the wall, but Caps is standing on the side. Mirwin needs to make the difference. He finds 1. He finds 2. Mirwin needs to keep this train going. Jojo Pune. Carry threats on both sides. Skewmon now running. Hansama already deleted MKOI.
Supa?
Good angle. Pullback isn't going to get there. The Facebreaker not connecting. Broken Blade trying to get a bit of work done. A little bit more damage. Maybe the Haymaker will not connect. Flash committed. The Charm. Caps finding another. Jojo Pune and Mirwin chasing. Broken Blade not going to be able to escape. Double kill coming through. There might not be a smite, but MKOI are going to get the soul.
And MKOI will take the Hextech soul. And with 4 Hextech Drakes and the Otacon buff, they are feeling very good about
the fear. The situation that MKOI are very excited about. Getting G2 to fight into this choke point. TP now coming in. That's going to be Caps. Broken Blade recalling first.
Oh, good wall by Jojo here.
4K. MKOI, do they want to risk the 50-50? Wall good. 3K, they don't want to get it lower. They'd rather have the 5v5. Nice ulti coming in from BB. There's the Haymaker. Huge damage on the Supa, but not quite the true damage. Caps getting lower and lower. But Mirwin does so much damage. Hansama gone. In the blink of an eye, it started well. The perfect setup, but it wasn't enough. Caps running for the hills. TP's mid lane. They don't even need the Baron. They'd rather have the game.
And that's gonna be game for MKOI here. It's a beautiful team fight from Mirwin. BB with a hero play, a great set ult, but this Abessa is just so broken. She's taking down every single G2 member, 1v4. She doesn't care, and that is gonna be the Nexus going over to MKOI.
6-0-6 for Mirwin. The counter pick in the previous game was good in lane, but this one good across the entire game. 37 minutes in, 21-8, 5K lead for MKOI as we go to match point. This first best of 3 between these two teams.
And how
Could be a gnarled, of course, on a flank, but all that requires a little bit more context. Very interesting game 3 draft. We thought game 3 was being exciting. This is not what I had on the radar. The rest of the lane phase gets a lot easier, especially with LEC. Now looking for the gank that you mentioned earlier.
Oh no, they're not aware, I think.
Level 3 gank. Mundo just spotted it just now. They get the information, but it's too late. Hot Sama, no flash, about to get taken down. One more auto, gonna seal the deal. Super burning, but he gets that extra bit of health back. Custom blows proc, but Supa's gonna be able to...
CS lead, and it's actually up a full level on the Syra. And he might even be able to dive
level 6,
through
well
here.
timed. Mirwin, does he try to go back for a level 6 of his own? The answer is yes, trying to sidestep, but should just go down here.
It's clean. Great pickup here.
That he's a Mundo.
I felt like Alvaro was the one fake pressuring in the bush.
I mean, Elio's there, so.
Well, he wasn't there when I said it, so.
You're right.
Over to the side of G2. A trade that they have made not just once in this series. Oh, but Elio? Not quite. Oh, Alvaro flashing in.
Middle. Caps flashing out. Skewmon retreating. Drake secured. Top lane tower being pressured. One creep left. And the TP now going in. Mirwin having a rough game. It's not really his fault. It's just the need to ult to clear this or just walk away.
He's just gonna have to drop it. That's first tower over to G2.
Damn it, credit to G2. Broken Blade trying to do so much in this game. Good look on the Supa.
He held the ult for a little bit too long. It's Broken Blade that's going to be taking this bot tower.
Ulti. Caps, no flash. Lock up there. Gravity field to get a bit more space, but Caps will go down. Or will he? The plant still hitting. Surely there's no way. Mirwin flashing in. Will get him a bit sloppy there from the side of KOI. Don't think they needed to give up that flash, but
we can just TP back. Although, we got a start here of Herald from MKOI. And G2 want to contest.
Stand beside me to try to get out. TP now in. Mirwin on the way down, but does not have ulti. Alvaro already chunked.
5 seconds on Caps.
They just need to focus on getting the objective, but it might be the 50-50 versus Skewmon. It's so tough, and he's stolen it! They spent so much to try to make that play happen, and now the chase comes in. Double 80 carries, single items. Is it enough? Jojo being forced out. No. Nothing there for MKOI. 2.5K gold lead for G2, and they snatch the Herald.
They'll be able to get the Drake, but I think as G2 even just giving this Drake and trading for top tier 2, you're happy.
Herald's gonna come down. They'll likely break mid lane tower. The price to start this Drake is at least one wave of creeps, about 300, 400 gold. A tower, another couple hundred. And probably a second wave based on how that wave looks on the mini-map. MKOI consistently trading down.
With the trap wall here, Corki can't really enter. Rom is gonna walk, but the tower's already gone.
Alvaro chunk, Broken Blade, Rage stacking. MKOI, this is not a good fight.
Mirwin and Supa are super split here.
Have to respect the Narbar stacking. And to be fair, I don't think there was a great option for MKOI. But they decided that the one thing we do not want to let happen is for G2 to get Soul Point.
Yeah. Willing to drop it here, maybe due to the Scion moving all the way. They want to let Broken Blade just push out this bot. Oh, Jojo looking for something here, but Elioya and Jojo are very deep here.
Elioya in trouble flashing back on the end of the ulti, and Skewmon looking pretty unkillable now. Mirwin on the way into the fight. BB TPing LeBron. That LeBron! What a start! Instantly taken down. Finally, Supa's going to arrive to the fight, but he's only able to hit the clone. Chaos Storm is there. Caps off to the side. Broken Blade hasn't even gotten started yet. Now, finally, it's the 5v5. Broken Blade on the chase. Mega about to come through. One kill already down there, splitting up. So he has to pick who he wants to take out. The answer is Jojo. It's an ace in the hole. Not quite an ace for the team yet. It looks like it will be. Supa about to fall. The cleaver gets the job done. Otacon next for G2.
And it's an ace for G2. And my goodness, what a redemption arc for LeBron. A beautiful Nico ult to set up this fight. And G2 as well. And the Otacon buff. It just gets so difficult for MKOI. MKOI bot lane, but they were not going too deep to actually be under any sort of kill threat. And this allowed Skewmon to actually regain his camps and then eventually pick up this lead that we're seeing now.
Yeah, and you can see just how fearless he is. Does not have to worry at all about stepping forward. The only piece of hard CC they can use without committing is Elia's grasping roots.
Yeah, the standoff is just so difficult. And I have to question the Braum pick. What led them to pick Braum? I really wonder, because I don't see it.
Maybe they were worried about Cage. I don't know, it doesn't seem likely.
Could be.
But sort of a do-what-you-want situation. Maybe didn't think Labrov had the ranged option up his sleeve, and he does.
He does. He's played a damn good game.
0-0-3. A couple solid fights.
It's only like the one fight, I guess, but that was a very good fight.
1-2 pawns.
Very detailed there. I think that's impossible in chess to have a, like, you lost everything and the enemy has only lost 2 pawns.
You would think that, yeah.
That'd be like Magnus Carlsen against the bronze player.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably not fair. But the draft, you know, set him up well.
True.
That concept doesn't translate to chess very well.
MKOI drafted only pawns.
Yeah, MKOI drafted only pawns. G2. Woo! Drafted a lot of queens. A lot of kills coming in.
That might just be the Nash for G2 here. Lewis dead for 40 seconds.
G2 can definitely start it without fear of flipping.
And Hasamo can put up a little cute little trap line here to deny them accessing.
Cozy.
Looks like Jojo just wants to keep pushing bot. I think MKOI are just going to give this. They can't walk in.
They cannot. Broken Blade is not even worried about the 2v1. Wants to just stick around to make sure that they don't give up any objective bounties.
This is tough. Maybe they can try to get this mid tower, but Broken Blade is playing
care.
really well here. This 1v2 and able to clear the way. Oh yeah, it's tough.
I know. You're a caster now, not a pro player. You don't feel comfortable just saying it's over, but it does feels pretty over. Little gold back in the pockets of MKOI.
The thing is, if this was game 2 for MKOI, then the players could say, it's okay, we'll go, like, think about draft for next game.
But it's game 3.
Yeah, so you have to pretend it's not over. Their comps are the same as ours. Now, I guess if we find a pick here, if we get a Sion ulti, you know, we need to do something.
Yep. I mean, that Sion ulti was about to come out. Scaps gets poked, but Labrov finds the root. Ace in the whole follow-up. Body block comes in from Mir when Elyoyo just getting chunked, though. Nice bit of saving, but Skewmon is just unstoppable. Spell immune. Super not doing enough damage. Somebody kill this Mundo! He's too rich. Broken Blade following Gnar backwards. Clean combo. Last-ditch effort from MKOI. G2 dominating this game 3.
And G2 finish what felt inevitable as they ace MKOI and they take down MKOI in this game 3, 2-1 to G2.
Hell of a start to the season, hell of a game 2 from Koi, but ultimately G2 come out on top.
G2 looking good.
Yeah, nearly a flawless finish to that game. Bit of a defeat in the draft department, it's safe to say, but the execution also on point. Of course, at home, you're wondering what you want to do with yourself? Vote for